Good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. The PDF for today's session has already been uploaded in our Telegram group. You can download the PDF from there. So here we are connected and live. We'll wait for a couple of minutes so that others can also join us. Vicky, good morning. Soumya, good morning. Mahi, good morning. Dr. Pretty, good morning. I hope you are doing well in your life and you are keeping yourself healthy. Because healthy mind will reside in the healthy body. Soul Army, Vaibhav, Amar, good morning. Chaliye, sufficient number of people have already joined us. Let's start the session. Defense Runner Lucky, good morning. So let's see what exactly is there for us in today's newspaper. But we are going to start with these words of Gautam Buddha. So as you can see the screen, it says that if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. What does this mean? If you light a lamp for somebody, how that can brighten our path? So you need to understand one thing. It means that Gautam Buddha is asking us to help others. That helping others is going to help us a lot, because first point you have to understand, we do consider that human being is an ethical being and we are a social animal. What does that mean? It means that if things are not right around us, okay, if things, surroundings, environment around us are not good, then definitely it will impact our psyche as well. This is the point here, okay, that your psyche will also be impacted if the people around you, they are unhappy, and subsequently it will end up in your misery as well. This is what Gautam Buddha has said. He's saying that helping others, at the end of the day, it will be helpful for you because you are going to draw a satisfaction. Vivekanand, he said that service to the humanity is the service to the God. Service to the humanity is the service to the God. That this is what you have to do. You will definitely get a moksha, a state of salvation, by helping others. And this way, this is going to brighten our path as well, as we will be more enlightened about life. So this is what Gautam Buddha has said, that we need to be selfless, we need to be helpful, And individually, if you see, say take this example that you are working as a bureaucrat, you are a team leader. You are a team leader. Now, the point is this: if you are helping others, your leadership will be accepted by all the players. All of your team members are going to respect you for that. If you are helping others, all team members are going to give you respect. Okay. This is the message Gautam Buddha has said. So we should always be open to help others. I do understand that sometimes it is difficult, but you should be ready to move out of the comfort zone. That's the point here. We need to be moved out of our comfort zone. Then only we are able to help others. So now this help can be done in multiple ways. If you are donating your blood, this is also a help. It can save someone's life, donating blood. So we should regularly keep on doing these activities, as this is not a one-time event that okay, one time you are helping others. It should be there in your, you can say, personality, that you are ready to help others, and in this way definitely you will feel satisfied. There will be a feeling of contentment, completion within you. You will get a cause to live with. आपको एक कॉज मिलेगा कि जिसकी वजह से आप जी रहे होगे, एंड दैट कॉज विल बी रियली ऑफ अ हायर गोल. This is what you have to imbibe in your life. This is what Gautam Buddha wants to convey to you. So let's start the session. Let's see what exactly is there for us. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, presidential election today, and subsequently opposition picks Margaret Elva for vice president poll. Okay, so these two news are there, and we are going to, on 25th of July, I guess, is the swearing in ceremony. So this is the present, you can say, development on this particular point. Now there are some factual things that you have to understand here. So first of all, presidential election, if we pick here, now the person who wants to contest this election, okay, there should be like 50 proposers, means that individual who files the nomination, that there should be that nomination should be supported by 50 proposers and 50 seconders. Okay, now there is another important point here, you have to listen to that. The proposers and the seconders can be anyone from the total member of the electoral college, okay, from state and the national level. Now you need to understand one thing: 50 proposers and 50 seconders, they can be even from state legislature. Okay, they can be even from state legislature. They are not confined to the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. This is the important fact here. Okay, so proposers and seconders, they are not confined to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. They can be from the state legislature. So this is the important point you have to remember for your prelims. Now we already know that there is a, you can say, proportional system here, which will have a single transferable vote. Okay, that part we already know. Now there are few facts. So fixed value of each vote by an MP of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha is 7 and 8. So the point is this: the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, their vote has equal value. Okay, so why I am pointing towards this thing, in 2019 UPSC did ask a question on that. Other point is that the value of vote for each MLA differs from state to state. Okay, because that particular value will factor in the number of seats in legislative assembly plus the population. Okay, so population or seats के हिसाब से value decide होती है, and we know that different states, they have different population, different seats here. So in this way things are different. Other important point is this: now presidential election, the results are out. Okay, results will be out. It is not based on the first past the post system. Okay, so you need to understand one thing: in our normal election that we have, in the normal election, whosoever is the leading vote getter, okay, whosoever is the leading vote getter, that person will be chosen as the representative. Now it means that even if you are scoring 38% votes, still you can be an elected leader. Even if a person is scoring 38-40% vote, still he can be an elected leader. But here in presidential system things are different. To win this election, the candidate must secure 50% of the total vote cast plus 1. 50% plus 1. That's the point you have to understand. Okay, so this is how it is different from the first past the post system, where even if someone is getting 38% vote, he will be a winner. But here 50% plus 1, that's the deciding figure. Okay, so ye pata lag gaya aapko. Now we'll move to the other news that was there. It was regarding the vice president. Okay, so the fact is this: elected members of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they participate. Okay, nominated member of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they also participate in the election of vice president. In the presidential election, nominated members don't participate. Okay, nominated members, they don't participate in the presidential election, but when it comes to the election of vice president, they do take part in that. Okay, this is the point. Now other information is this: your vice president is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, and in this capacity his functions and powers, they are similar to those of speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is the information that should be known to you. So we'll move to the next news. So here we have this. Other than that, on this page there is Kejriwal urges Prime Minister to clear his Singapore trip. Okay, so he was supposed to attend World Cities Summit in Singapore, but he's not getting the clearance from the Central Ministry. So this is how things are here. So this is the dirty politics, and in this way we can say that this is not the right way, because it impacts the federal system that is there in India. So federal system will be impacted. Okay, federal system will be impacted if things go like that. So this is the point. This is the point. So here we are moving in next direction. So the editorial part we will be looking into. So okay, so two messages from three photographs. Okay, so this is regarding the politics that is being played at in Maharashtra. Now you need to understand there is one thing that is emerging. That thing is that, like, we have anti-defection provision. Okay, and that anti-defection is somehow appearing to be a failure, because whatever logic we have seen how legislature, they are trying and they are quite successful in bypassing the anti-defection provision. Even in some cases, now in anti-defection, speaker has a say. Okay, speaker generally is from the ruling party. So after forming the government, we have seen this part that speaker somehow don't take decision even for years, because whenever it talks about anti-defection, no timeline has been mentioned that okay, this is the time within which the speaker has to take decision regarding the disqualification. But here we have seen speaker doesn't take decision for quite a long time, and this is not the first time. I would like to share the, you can say, experience of Haryana Assembly. So leaders, they change their party, representatives, they change their party, anti-defection was not brought in, appeals were filed, the government completed the tenure, but still provisions related to anti-defection was not, you can say, looked into. This is how things are. This is the sad part of our politics. Okay, so we'll move to the next part. Lackluster presidential race in the making. Okay, so they're already talking about 2024. Now we know that in US you have two-party democracy. Okay, so in India we have multi-party democracy. In US they have two-party democracy. So you have Democrats and Republicans. So the point is this: at present, look at the choices that both the parties have. Now Biden is from Democrat group, okay, and Donald Trump, he is from, you can say, Republicans. The point is this: even within Democrats, there are some individuals who don't want Biden to contest next election because he is already quite old. Okay. Same is the case with Donald Trump. Now Donald Trump had to prove his candidature. उनके वहाँ पे system इस तरीके से है. There are debates and all. Donald Trump had to prove his, you can say, candidature from the Republican Party. So this is how the dilemma is there. If these two gentlemen will again come and contest the US presidential election, people of United States, they may further don't have a choice here. So this is the problem that two-party democracy has, because sometimes it has been observed people, they want something else. They want something different from the existing leadership of two parties. This is the point that you have to understand. So US people, like, we have to pray for them. They should have a right choice to make. If both the candidates are bad, then definitely it's not a right thing. So we'll move to the next editorial. It's regarding preserving democracy in India. Okay, so you need to understand one thing. This is regarding the role of opposition. Now, role of opposition is very important here. So first of all, you need to understand, like, whenever we talk about parliamentary checks, okay, means how parliamentary procedures act as an accountability mechanism. So they provide accountability mechanism. Now to facilitate this accountability, you need to have a strong opposition. If opposition is not strong, definitely accountability cannot be made strong. So this is the problem right now we are facing. Now if accountability is not there, opposition is not there, it is the people, citizen, okay, citizens' interests may undermine. That's the point here. And this thing should not happen, because absolute majority, now parties with majority, specifically the absolute majority, they may turn out to be authoritarian, कि अपनी चलाएंगे, किसी की नहीं सुनेंगे. Chances are there. Okay. So in that way, opposition acts as a major balancer. Now, what is the situation here in India? Things are not right. Vigilant opposition is missing. Okay, is missing. So this is how you can say that at present our democracy is under, you can say, pressure. Our democracy is under pressure, specifically the parliamentary system, because opposition is not visible or opposition is not active. Now we have chosen for parliamentary democracy because we emphasized on responsibility. So this debate was done whether we should adopt presidential system or parliamentary system. So presidential system was already present in US, and parliamentary system was there in Britain, UK. Okay, UK. So we had the choices and we opted for parliamentary system. There is a logic behind that. So first of all, you need to understand presidential system, it is more stable, because for 4 years you are elected an individual who is going to take decision. Okay, he means it is stable in the sense there are less chances that कि भी कोई party में छोड़ देगा. But here in the presidential system, where executive, okay, is coming from your legislature, and in legislature people may change their political party. So in this way you may have less stable government. Okay, now other point is this, it must be responsible executive. Okay, means executive should be responsible. Here executive is answerable to legislature, and legislature is answerable to the people of this country. So there is sort of an indirect accountability that has been brought in. That's why we say that the parliamentary system is more responsible, because you have kept that angle, things are under control. Okay, that's the point here. Now in that overall assessment, as I told you, we opted for the responsibility. Okay, responsibility, where periodic assessment is done by electorate at the time of election. Normally, in daily assessment in parliament, opposition is going to play important role. Okay. Whenever there will be a proceeding, opposition will raise the question, resolution, no confidence motion, etc., etc., etc. So, but periodic assessment is done by the electorate where they are going to elect their representatives after 5 years. That's the normal electoral system. So here, when this was the choice, we opted for the responsibility. We said that, okay, we want regular assessment. That, okay, now the government is in power, the government should be checked by the opposition. But for that purpose, you need a vibrant opposition, a vigilant opposition. So if opposition is not present, somehow the whole idea of accountability may be undermined. That's the major casualty that we have. Okay, ये नुकसान हो जाता है हमें. When opposition criticizes the government or carries on an allegation, public opinion is made. Okay, so whatever bad acts the government is doing, those will be highlighted. If the corruption is there, corruption will be highlighted. So you have public accounts committee. Now PAC as a convention is headed by the opposition member from opposition party. Okay. So this is how it is. So whatever parliamentary procedure, the systems that are existing for checks and balances, opposition has a say in that. This is the point you have to understand. And without effective opposition, you can say democracy will become dull and legislative will become submissive. Because the party in power, they will dominate. The leader in power, they will dominate. Okay. And in that process, there are chances that people, they will lose their interest. People, they might not be interested in the electoral system because they know that, okay, for next 5 years, you cannot do anything. That's the point, and that's why you need a strong opposition. So this is what this was about. So we'll move to the next. Next news is related to the Kerala protesting the Supreme Court's ESED notification. Okay, so ecologically sensitive zones. Now, ecologically sensitive zones, the Supreme Court has come out with the notification that these ecological sensitive zones should be demarcated, okay, around the protected area. And protected area means wildlife or national parks and all. And it is saying that, like, this should be done because here in the ecologically sensitive zones, the activities are regulated. There are some activities which are not allowed. Okay. So this is the most important point. Now Supreme Court has said that you should come out with this particular notification as early as possible, resolve this matter. The problem is this, it will definitely impact some of the economic interest. Specifically economic interest, those related to the tourism and all. Because some activities will not be allowed in that ecologically sensitive zone. And this is what the Kerala is protesting because it will undermine the developmental aspect, the industrial tourism industry aspect and other activities. Okay, this is what it was about. So nearly 30% of Kerala is forested land and the Western Ghat occupies 48% of the state. Okay, so this is the overall scenario of Kerala right now, and here it means that if these notifications are to be implemented, okay, so the restriction that will be there on multiple activities are going to be huge. काफ़ी ज़्यादा restriction बढ़ जाएंगे and it is going to impact the people which are living in that area. That's the major point, and that's why the Kerala Assembly, they are protesting about it. Okay, so they are coming out with the resolution urging the central government to exclude the human habitations, farmlands and public institutions from the purview of ESZs, that is ecologically sensitive zones. Okay, so ये अब इन्होंने बोला है, we have to wait and watch how things will take place, मतलब move in which direction. So this is what we have here. So we'll move to the next part now. Now 32 bills listed for monsoon session. Okay, so whenever we talk about working of parliamentary democracy, okay, working of our parliament, there are some issues that are to be addressed. One of the issue is this: here in India, the debates, they don't take place on time. Okay, debates, the quality, it is going down. and we are passing the bills. We are passing the bills without discussion. Okay, without discussion. So now the session is going to start. You can observe how many debates are to be conducted. So these 32 bills which are listed at the end of, you can say, when time will be less, what will be done? All the bills will be put it as a block and it will be passed. सबको एक गुच्छा बना के पास कर देंगे. This is how things are. Okay, this is how things are. So this is also one of the issue for poor working of your democracy, that you are not carrying out debate discussion in your parliamentary system. Okay, so we need to improve things on that. This is the major point here. So you have to improve things here. That's the, you can say, main funda. So other than that, there is nothing much here. Okay, so we'll move to the next part now. Let's see. Here on this page there is nothing much. All party meeting on Sri Lanka tomorrow. Okay, so parties are urging the central government to intervene. So what should be the way out for India right now? Till now we had a calculated move. Okay, we were not, at least we were not seen to be intervening in Sri Lankan mess directly. Okay, yes, we assisted them with some, you can say, help in terms of food, fuel, etc etc. कुछ help हमने दी है, but things are not, you can say, picking up. That's why this all party meeting has been organized. So we have to see what will be the outcome of this meeting. क्या इसका outcome रहता है. We can only hope that things will turn positive. Okay, so that's the point here. चीज़ें थोड़ी ठीक हो जाए तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. So this is the point. This is the point. Other than that, there is nothing much. कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so we'll move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं सीधा directly the other part. So only 50% of the farmers, they benefited from the loan waiver. This is what the study says. Okay, see, loan waiver in India, it is regularly used by the political parties, and it has a poor impact, bad impact, okay, on the economic setup. Why do we say that it has a bad impact on the economic setup? Because you need to understand one thing. Farmers, they will have no incentive to repay the loan. They will think that after 5 years elections will come and we will ask the political leaders to write off our loan, भी हमारे लोन माफ करवा देंगे. This act of loan waiver, basically it penalizes the honest person, honest individual who is depositing the loan. जो सही में अपना लोन डिपॉजिट कर रहा है उसको क्या इंसेंटिव होगा? वो तो चीटेड फील करेगा. He will feel that, okay, I was a fool who was paying the, who was depositing the loan over time. Okay, that's the major point you have to understand, and that's why it is not a right strategy. It is not a right strategy. Okay, so these are the issues that are prevailing. We need to, you can say, work upon them. इनको ठीक करना ज़रूरी है. Okay, because sometimes things are not right. Sometimes things are not right. So this is what a reason pointed out for the, you can say, this reason that why loan waiver is not benefiting farmer. So they are saying that, like, claims are rejected regularly. Sometimes state governments, they may not have the money. The payments are quite delayed. Okay, and it will impact the banking system, specifically the local cooperative banks. So if regular loan waivers are announced, it impacts the working of banking system. Non-performing assets, they will increase. That's the point here. And the other point is this loan waiver will be only for those who are taking loan from the government institutions. There are many people who are still not taking loan from the government institution and still dependent on the money lender. So definitely they will not be, you can say, getting any benefit out of it. Okay, so these issues are prevailing. These issues are prevailing. Other than that, okay, packed curd, paneer, atta to attract 5% GST from today. So things are going to be costlier, and that's why there were some protests even from the farmers. Okay, so at one point we were talking about doubling the farmer income, but here we are increasing the tax. So this is how things are bit, you can say, not right. कुछ जो चीज़ें यहाँ पे गलत हैं, that's the point here. So maybe in future things will be further, you can say, rationalized. आने वाले टाइम में कुछ चीज़ें और सही हो जाएंगी. We have to wait and watch. Okay, देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या होगा यहाँ पे. So some reductions have also been done here. So taxes will cut on, you can say, appliances, transports of goods and passengers. Okay, तो थोड़ा transportation सस्ता होगा. So this is how things are done. Other than that, there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है. We'll move to the next news. So forest fire in the southwest Europe. This is what is happening there. So a major heat wave is going on in Europe, and this is how things are at present. तो चीज़ें ऐसी हैं. So this is what climate change is bringing to us. So we need to deal with climate change. Why it is important? Because intensity of these events are going to increase further. We may see more forest fire in the coming time. Now forest fire, like, it damages the ecology of the area, not just the, you can say, human investment in an economic activity that will be damaged. The ecology of that area will also be damaged. The animals, the wildlife in that area, they will also have to bear the pain. Okay, so this is what the scenario is. So other than that, there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so Russia presses attacks in Ukraine east and south. So this is what is going on there. Okay, so we have seen this map here. See, this is what Russians are trying to do. So some experts are saying that they want to cut off the access to Black Sea. So if that is done, if they are successful in cutting off the Ukraine's access to Black Sea, then seriously, like, it will have a major impact on the Ukrainian economy and other things, because then Ukraine will act as a landlocked country. Okay, so landlocked country has their own disadvantages. So this is how things are right now. We have to wait and watch when this war is going to over, because the world is looking up to that. As the, like, experts are saying that clouds of recession are around the corner. Okay, so recession आने के chances हैं, and if there is a global recession, definitely India will also be impacted by that. Okay, so this is what the overall scenario is right now. Already the global inflation is on a skyrocketing rate. Okay, so वो भी हो रहा है यहाँ पे. So this is the overall scenario, consequence of this war, and we can only pray that this war should be over as early as possible. That's the point here. Okay, that's the point here. Sir, when Council of Ministers dissolves via no confidence motion, does ministers also disqualify them? No, certainly not. Okay, so if no confidence motion is passed, that it just means that the government will lose the majority. The government will go. Okay, not the legislature, because some other person, they can also claim the majority. कोई और आदमी क्लेम कर लेगा that okay, I should be the prime minister or I should be the chief minister as I have the numbers. So this is how things are done. सरकार गिरती है, legislature नहीं गिरता है. Okay, so this is what we have in today's session. So that's it for the day then. Thank you very much.